Hopefully everybody will join. I'm going to start the recording now. So today we will start a new chapter, and this is a very lengthy chapter, but this is very interesting one. And why this chapter is very important, because this is not only important for this particular course of TQM, but apart from that, uh, those who study mechanical engineering or even some other branches of engineering, or even see, for example, biomedical engineering or something like that, where different types of experiments actually you will have to conduct, and different uh, observations one by one you notice, and then you do some statistical kind of analysis. These sort of practices are required. So in that case, this chapter is very important. This is offline quality control, or simply speaking, you will find it in the name of design of experiments. Okay. So design of experiments, this is the name of the chapter, and we will study it. Okay. So first, let's put this quotation. Let's take a look at this quotation. To find out what happens when you change something, it is necessary to change it. Okay. So this is quotation by George Box. He was a British statistician, George Box, and very famous statistician. Okay. Uh, and also a quality control expert. His works are mainly related to quality control, time series analysis, obviously design of experiments, and Bayesian inference. Design of experiment comes under quality control approaches. And so very uh, known, very famous statistician actually. And he actually also influenced uh, Ronald Fisher. He was influenced George Box by the Ronald Fisher. Okay. Who was actually the uh, pioneer, you know, in the area of statistics, because Ronald Fisher, he was the inventor of ANOVA techniques. Anyway, uh, now let's look at what is known as the experimentation. Now, what is actually meant by this particular quotation? It is to be noted. The meaning of this quotation is that to find out the influence of particular some variable onto some other variables, it is important to change the variables. That means here you are actually talking about the independent variables. If you want to see the influence of the independent variables on the dependent variables, then it is important to check or to vary the independent variables. Okay, this is uh, the thing that actually meant by this quotation. So now, what is the definition of experimentation? So a test under controlled conditions that is made to demonstrate a known truth, to examine the validity of a hypothesis, or to determine the efficacy of something previously untried. The process of conducting such a test is called as an experimentation. So you can see the definition. Let's take a look at the definition once again. A test under controlled conditions that is made to demonstrate a known truth, to examine the validity of a hypothesis, or to determine the efficacy of something previously untried. The process of conducting such a test is called an experimentation. Okay. So basically in an experimentation, you are basically doing a test where you are having some inputs. Okay, that is known as the independent variable. You are having some outputs, that is your dependent variable or the response variable, and you will have some controllable factors x1, x2, xp. Okay, and you will also have some uncontrollable factors which are known by z1, which are denoted by z1, z2, zq. So controllable factors which are controllable, and the uncontrollable factors which are also known as the environmental factors or sometimes the noise factors. Okay, so this is actually, so these are the, this is and this is process. So this is a basic thing of the experimentation. Okay, now uncontrollable factors, it doesn't mean that the factors you know the factors maybe during while design, it doesn't mean that you cannot change the things. It means actually when you are designing those parameters at that point of time, you can obviously change the parameters or you can set the parameters. Okay, but once the design phase is gone and when it is launched into the market or uh, after the design stage, okay, after the design stage, when it is into the process of launching into the market the product, during at that point of time you cannot set the parameters. That is the thing here. Okay, uncontrollable factors mean, doesn't mean, it is a common misconception. Sometimes we get very confused about it, that we think that uncontrollable factor means we can, during the time of design, we cannot set the values of those parameters. It's not like that. We definitely during the time of design or at the time of design we can set the values of those parameters. Okay, but after that when uh, just wait. So this is you know, the thing is that we can set the values of those parameters during the time of design. But once the design phase is gone, then we have no control over it. Okay. So that is known as the uncontrollable factors or noise factors. Okay. Uh, now, uh, let's take a look at that the design of experiments, the definition of design of experiments. The design of experiments, or DOE or DOX. Sometimes in some books you will find it is abbreviated as DOE, or some books it is
Sir, your
abbreviated as.
voice is breaking, sir.
Sometimes you will see that design of experiments, it is in some books it is written as DOE, or some books it is written as DOX. So design of experiments, it is a systematic method of conducting experiments to determine the relationship between factors affecting a process and the output of that process. In other words, it is used to find cause and effect relationships. And this information is needed to manage process inputs in order to optimize the output. Okay. So in case of design of experiments, what is our basic intention? Those who have all, I think some students, though this course is for first year, but you will see that in fourth year, okay, those particularly, this is very important for the mechanical engineering students, because many a time we conduct, the mechanical engineering students, they conduct the design of experiment students for their projects. Okay, in manufacturing technology, we take the variables like speed, feed, and depth of cut. This sort of variables we take. Okay, and suppose the output or the response variable is, for example, the force. Using the dynamometer, you are suppose measuring the force. Okay, so what you will be trying to understand, you will be trying to understand what is the effect of speed on force, what is the effect of feed on force, what is the effect of depth of cut on force, and what are the effects of the interaction effects, that means speed and feed on depth, on you know, uh, uh, on the response variable force, or what are the effects of speed, feed, and depth of cut altogether on the force. Okay, so this is when you are considering two factor, there may be two factor interaction effect, when suppose if you consider speed and feed, or if you consider feed and depth cross depth of cut, or if you consider speed cross depth of cut, then when in this way you want to consider, then it is known as two factor interaction effect. Or if you consider three simultaneously, then that is known as three factor interaction effect. Okay, So in this way, you actually try to find out the effects uh, of multiple of many input variables and their interaction effects on the response variable or the output variable. Okay, so that is one intention. And the second intention is that, which is the most important thing, and you actually in your project you try to do that. That is how to set the values, how to get the optimal values for suppose speed, feed and depth of cut for uh, a particular response variable, or for a particular suppose uh, uh, the uh, force. Okay, so suppose you want as less as force possible, or higher amount of the force value you desire. So accordingly, you should get an optimum value to for speed, feed and depth of cut, so that you can also get the optimal or the best value of the output. Okay, so how to get it or how to do that, that I will state you. I will give you the example. Okay, I will show you some examples using using the methods of design of experiments we can see. So these are the main basic intention of the design of experiments. So you can see that there are different types of design of experiments. You can see that factorial design, uh, there is full factorial design, there is fractional factorial design, there is Taguchi's robust design approach, and also the RSM based design. Okay, Latin square DOE. Huh. So a lot of different design of experiments are there. RSM means response surface methodology. But here in this course, we are basically interested to know or to go through three particular topics under the DOE or design of experiments. One is full factorial design, another is fractional factorial design, and the third one is Taguchi's robust design approach. Okay, so now see what is the definition of factorial design. So factorial design is an experiment whose design consists of two or more factors, each with different possible values or levels. Okay, so just like a simple experiment, I have previously told you the definition of experiment or whenever or test. Okay, so in case of an experiment, suppose if you have two or more independent variables, okay, and they have different values, okay, which are each and every value is actually termed as level. Okay, so these levels you consider, and how they are affecting the response variable or the outputs, that when you will consider. So that is known as the factorial design. Okay, now let's take a look at this example. So we are giving the example of the simplest thing. Okay, simplest thing. So what is the simplest case? You can see that two factors we are taking. The factors are A and B at two levels. Okay, low and high. That means factor A will have two levels, low and high, and factor B will have two levels, low and high. So in that case, how many runs could be possible. Runs means how many observations you can have. Okay, so you can very clearly understand that the formula is given by it will be 2 square. Okay, this is actually the 2 to the power actually k, that is the formula where k is the number of factors. Okay, and 2 is here the level of experiment. So you will basically uh, uh, level to the power level to the power factor. This is the formula. The formula is level to the power factor. That is the formula for this case. Okay, for conducting full factorial design. So obviously here there are two levels you can see. So you put 2 and there are two factors as well. So you can put to the power you can put 2. So 2 square 4 runs can be possible. And you can also see here that for the first run they have considered low and low. In both the cases, both the factors have low value. In the second run or second observation, A factor has a high level, but B factor has a low level. In case of third run or third observation, A factor has a low level, B factor has a high level. In case of the fourth run or fourth observation, both the factor will have high level. So you can clearly see that there can be a total of 4 observations you can have. Okay, for different combinations. Okay. So it is the most efficient experimental design for two level factors. It will give averaged effects without the need for replication. It will account for interaction effects. It facilitates a more rational optimization scheme. Okay. So just take a look at a specific example of the design matrix. Suppose uh, uh, the factors are time and temperature. Okay. And the response value, the yield you are getting this much. Okay, so you can get for the first run you are having 80 170. This is the combination low low. Then for the second combination high and low 90 and 170. High, this is 80 and 90. These are the values for the time. And for temperatures the low values are 170 and the high values are 180. So accordingly you are taking. It's not necessarily that for the first observation you need to take low value. For the first observation you can take also high and high value. There is no such kind of thing. Okay, for any case you can take any kind of values. Okay, and these will be your yields or the responses. Okay, like you have got 58.3, 46.2, 47.7 and 79.5. Okay. So calculation of average effects. So if you can want to see the effect of time. Okay. So what you can do 46.2 plus 79.5. Okay. You are dividing it by 2 minus 58.3 plus 47.7, okay, divided by 2. So you are getting the average effects. You are getting the average effect of time is 9.81. Okay. So why this is you are doing? Because you can see that 2 minus 1 plus 4 minus 3. Okay. So you can see that the effect of time for the first run and for the fourth run, okay, you can sum it up. Okay, because sorry, for the first run and for the third run, Okay, you can sum it up because during that the time is same. Okay, and for the second run and for the fourth run, the time is also uh, remains the same. Okay, so that's why in order to check the effect of the yield, you need to calculate, you need to subtract these two values. Okay, for 80s the values that you are getting minus the 90s values that you are getting. Okay, so that is here, that is actually given. Okay, so that is you are doing here. So it is coming out to be 9.85. And the same thing is for effect of the temperature. The same thing you are doing, but in this case it is you need to check when the temperature is actually changing. For these two observations, the temperatures are actually same. Okay, so that's why you are taking 58.3 and 46.2. These are you are taking simultaneously. And you can see that for 47.7 and 79.5, these this is you are taking simultaneously, because for both of them the temperature is 180 or the level of the temperature is same. So the average of the temperature for 180, that will be quite easily, that will be divided by 2. So and the average effect for the temperature 170, that will be, it will be divided by 2. So if you subtract those things, that will be your the net effect of the change in the temperature. So that value you will get. Okay, so there is, this is very easy thing.
Sir,
Yes,
so how can we understand that there are two levels, high level and low level, sir?
this will be actually depending upon the kind of experiments that you are conducting, and what kind of values you would like to take. It will depend upon the particular experiment. For example, suppose when you will be conducting, suppose you are conducting some speed. Okay, you are conducting the values of RPM. You might have more than two levels of uh, uh, more than two levels for particular the factor of speed. You may have the value of suppose 90, 110 and 130. Okay, so these kinds of values you will get. And now if you want to ask that, sir, how we can choose the values of speed? Suppose I can take instead of 90, I can take also 80. Instead of 120, I can take 110. You can do that. But actually in these cases, we go through the literatures, the previous literature review we take, and we see that what are the values they are actually the researchers are taking. So based on that, those values we actually take, okay, for that particular experiments. And in some cases also you will find that the values are fixed. Okay, for those cases you won't get some any other type of value. Okay, particularly for the service industries. Okay, suppose you may have the values like 5, or you will give 7. Okay, or you suppose you have the values of 5, or you can have the values of 9. Okay, so the low values and high value will be depending upon the values that you will be setting. That will be based on the literature review. Usually what you done, what you do in case of the experimentations for the project purpose, the high value and low value, and also you can have moderate value, or even you can have more than 3 levels. You may have 4 levels, or you may have 5 levels. There may be n number of levels. Okay, but usually you take a maximum 2 or 3 values. Okay, not more than that.
Okay, sir.
and you need to do the literature review for that. Otherwise, you cannot get. Okay. If you don't do the literature review, you won't be able to understand that what values I will select. But yes, for this particular for examination purpose in this particular course, obviously your values will be given to you. That these are the values. Now you do the thing. Okay, so for the examination purpose, those values will be provided. They are because you don't have the opportunity to do the literature review at the time of the examination. That is not possible. So your values will be given there. Okay, so many experiments involve the study of the effects of two or more factors. Factorial designs are most efficient for this type of experimentation. Factorial design can be two types: full factorial design and fractional factorial design. So the definition of full factorial design is that an experiment in which for each completed trial or replication of the experiment of all possible combinations of the levels of the factors are investigated. So that is known as the full factorial design. Okay. So what is meant by full factorial design? That in case of full factorial design, you consider the all possible values. Okay. So suppose if you have, suppose for a particular experiment, if you have three factors and each factor is having two level, then it will be, then your design will be 2 to the power 3 design. Okay, but and also this may also happen. Suppose one factor is having two level and another two factors, okay, they have two levels. This may also happen. But anyway, if you consider all the possible combinations of the factors and levels that you have or that is given to you, then it will, and you, if you take those responses and you then you analyze, then it is known as full factorial design. But in case of fractional factorial design, all the possible uh, combinations are actually not taken into account. In case of fractional factorial design, it may be uh, the half fractional factorial design, it may be 1/4 fractional design, or it may be 1/6 fractional design. So there you will see that there, because due to some confounding effects or aliasing effect, which we will discuss later, we will see that all the possible combinations are not taken into account. Okay, so there you will see that we use basically that those types of sort of things are known as fractional factorial design, and basically fractional factorial design we use to save our time and cost. Because for full factorial design, you will see, we will discuss it later, that as you move uh, upwards, that means as your number of factors increases and as your number of levels increases, it is almost, it becomes very infeasible to conduct the full factorial design, because you need to perform a lot of experimentation, which is not possible and not required to. Okay, so some particular combinations we require or we are interested to know, and some particular combinations we are not interested to know. Okay, so those things I will discuss it later. So now consider the two level factorial design. Okay, we are considering only, suppose, the low and high. For one factor, it will have level to the power factor. So level 2 factor 1, you will have two runs, low and high. For two factors, it will have level to the power factor. So 2 to the power 2 is equal to 4 runs. And for three factors, it will have level to the power factor 2 cube is equal to 8 runs. Okay, and these are actually geometrically also this can be represented. Okay, like this. This is a straight line. Okay, this is a cube type of sort of thing. So in this way, the geometrical representations are done. Okay, and usually the low levels are in the matrix form also we can represent. This is the matrix form. Okay, and usually what happens that the low value is shown as -1, and the higher value it is actually shown as the +1. Okay, and also sometimes the interaction effects they are not displayed in in the particular matrix. You can see that the interaction effects they are actually blurred. Okay, but you can also you can show it or even you can not show it. Okay, sometimes they are not shown, but it is better that you can show it. Okay, but sometimes it is not shown. So how, but you should know that how the interaction effects are calculated. It should be known to you. Suppose, for example, you can see here that A and B, you are considering this is low value and this is low value. Okay. So -1, -1. So AB will be +1, minus minus plus. So +1 high value, low value, plus minus. So the interaction will be AB will be -1. Then -1 plus 1. So the interaction will be -1. Then the factor +1 plus 1. So it will come out to be AB will be +1. Similarly, here also you can see AB -1 -1. So +1 +1 -1. It will be -1. So ABC you can see -1. Now you can see AB -1 -1 +1. BC -1 -1 +1. AC -1 -1 +1. So in this way, the entire matrix is actually calculated. Okay, you can see that the AB, AC, BC, ABC, all these interactions you can calculate in this way. Now you can ask that why these are made blurred. Okay, why these sometimes they are shown, but sometimes they are omitted. Omitted means they are not displayed actually. Why the thing is happening? The reason is that when you are going to do the experiment in real world, okay, so at that point of time, you cannot set the value for AB, AC, BC or ABC. This is the reason whenever you are conducting in case of in real world scenario, you can only set the values of the main parameters or the main input value. Suppose you have speed, feed and depth of cut you have taken. Okay, you can when suppose you are for the first run or the for your experimentation, the first observation you are taking or you are taking the values for the first run. What you can do, you can set some values for speed, you will set some values for feed, you will set some values for depth of cut. Okay, so you can do that, but you cannot set the interaction of speed and feed. That is not possible. So A, B, C, these things are actually known as they are main factors. Suppose speed, feed, depth of cut, these are main factors. And whenever you are considering the interaction of speed, feed, then that is interaction simply. That is not the main factor. So the main factors, the values of the main factors can be set while conducting the experiments. Okay, and in majority of the cases, we are basically interested to uh, know the effect of the main factors on the response variable and also the interaction effects or two level interaction effects of the main factors on the response variable. Okay, but in most of the cases we are not interested to consider the three factor interaction effects on the response variable, because it is seen in practice that in most of the cases more than two factor interaction effects on the response variable, it is found in practice that they are insignificant in nature. Okay, insignificant means statistically they are not insignificant. Okay, that means they your I will explain it when I will give you that. I will show you the result of some statistical analysis. You will see that in most of the cases they are found statistically insignificant. Okay, that means you cannot reject your null hypothesis. So that I will
Sir,
describe later on. Yes.
sir, could you please repeat that average of response, sir?
Average of
Response.
the earlier slide, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes. The average of responses means you want to find out the effect of a particular parameter, right? So suppose you are interested to see the effect of the temperature. So what you can do? Suppose here there are two values for 172 for two observations you are conducting, and you are conducting also two observations for taking into account the 180 values. Okay, so for 180 values, the effect that for 180 there is 47.7 yield, this response you are getting. For 180 the values of 79.5 is getting. So as a total, so what is the average of the 180 for the 180 value? The effect is, if you divide it by 2, then that will be your effect for 180. Now if you similarly, if you can calculate the average effect of 170. Okay, so 58.3 and 46.2, this is the average effect for 170 values of the temperature. Okay, so you want to find out the average effect of the temperature as a whole. That means the as a whole, what does it mean? It means that sensitivity between the 170 and 180. Okay, that means what is the difference of the response effect in terms of the response for the values of 170 and for the values of 180. Okay, you can take it in a very simple way. Suppose uh, uh, suppose you consider that this is some marks scored by some students. Okay, some marks scored by some students. Okay, so you can see that suppose this is cat 1 exam, this is cat 1 exam, this is cat 2 exam, cat 2 exam. Okay, so if you want to test the sensitivity of between the marks of cat 1 and cat 2, then what you can do? So suppose the cat 1 marks that you have scored for suppose 2 semesters, so that marks you can take, and for cat 2 marks, the marks, the total marks first you will take, you will calculate, and then you take the difference. Then you can understand that what is the, you know, the difference of the marks between cat 1 and cat 2. Okay, the same thing. The average effect means the sensitivity of the temperature on the yield that you are testing here. So similarly, in case of time also the thing is similar. That means for 80 and 90, okay, so what is the average, what is the sensitivity of time on the yield that you are actually here measuring. And here also you can see that for 90 for the time 90, 46.2 and 79.6, these two have been taken, and for 80, what is the total yield that you are taking, then these two yields you are subtracting, so you are getting the average effect as a whole. So anyway, I think now it is clear.
Sir, for this also we can calculate the average of the stocks.
Yes, sorry.
For this one, sir, 39 slide.
Yes. No, actually what here what we are doing, see here they have calculated the exact values they have put. Okay, for 80 or 170, these values they have put. But here also we can take, you can take, so we do not know what is the low value or what is the high value. The values have not been given. There, instead of the high values or low values or the exact values, we have marked it as -1 or +1 in this sort of things we have done. Okay, but that does not change the result as such, because it is -1 or +1 is nothing but the notation for the -1 is for the low value and +1 is for the high value. That is the thing only. You can take here, you can put these values, no problem. Suppose here if you are suppose one is time, another is B is temperature, and C is suppose catalyst. Okay, so you can put those values, there is no problem. The
So we
thing
have
is,
to calculate it, effect of time, effect of temperature, and effect of catalyst.
yes, you need
Oh,
to find out this thing. And
okay.
how you will do that, you need to use a software, because you cannot manually, you cannot calculate that. There is a software called Minitab. Okay, I will show you later. Not only Minitab, but also there is an other software called StatGraphics is there, and also the other softwares are there. But I personally prefer Minitab software, and I have also
Sir,
given. Yes,
yes, sir, yes, sir. But it is asking for production key, sir.
I will take care of it. Back actually, I have installed that particular software. If you just click the cracked version, okay. If you get some product key, you put it over there. If it is okay, then it is fine. But if it's not okay, then you will have to use the trial version. You just go to the Minitab software and you will get a trial version of 30 days. You download it, but I would say that at this point of time you don't install it, because after 30 days it will over. You understand the whole thing first and then you install it and then you can use it. Okay, but as of now it is not required.
Okay, sir.
So
Sir, but that trial version is also not opening, sir. I tried it.
no, the trial version is will open. You just go to the website and you download it. The trial version will definitely open. If it trial version doesn't open, then it is related to the problem with your system. Trial
I
version will
gave
definitely open.
random key, sir. It worked. It's opening.
Hmm. So whatever, what's your name?
Mohan.
Mohin. So
Mohan.
Mohit, okay, Mohit. So you have downloaded it from the website or you have used mine?
I've used yours, sir.
Okay. So which version you used?
I'm not sure, sir. I'll see and
Okay, you just check that which version has worked and how you have installed. Okay, you give a kind of instruction that how you which setup file you have used, which cracked version you have used, and how you have installed. You please give an instruction in the WhatsApp group so that everyone can follow the instruction and they can also install it. Because see, I installed it, so I can tell you that I had two versions and I installed it and it is running in my laptop. In my another laptop it is running, so it will definitely work. I can assure you, but I am why I am unable to say you, because I have forgot that which particular version I installed, that I have forgot, and how I installed that I also forgot. Okay, so whether I used any product key or not, that I also forgot. So that's why I am asking you, that I am giving you this task. You please give that instruction in the WhatsApp group so that everyone can follow. Mohit, please do that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so now it's 12:30. So I'm going to stop the recording now.
Sir,